just when it mattered most. This has made it possible for evil to triumph.
The very first thing we hear on this album is whistling, which Lupe later tells us is what allows evil to triumph. That innocent whistle, which is kind of like representing turning a blind eye to bad things, evil things that happen, is what allows evil to happen in the world, such as slavery. And in this album, slavery, I think, can represent both literal slavery and figurative slavery, and I'll get into that later. But I think the album starts with this whistling for a reason, and that reason being we're starting the album from a point of slavery. We're on the journey with the slave starting here, and giving us at the same time this kind of Spanish vibe. Come to find out that the Spanish colonists apparently gave America kind of the blueprint for how to bring those slaves over.
There had been centuries of contact between Europe and Africa via the Mediterranean. But the Atlantic slave trade began in the late 1400s with Portuguese colonies in West Africa and Spanish settlement of the Americas shortly after.
The only thing that I think he might be doing that I might not understand yet, maybe he's speaking from the perspective of a different character, because every time he speaks with an accent or a different type of voice than his own, he's usually rapping from the perspective of someone else. If you guys have any theories or ideas on that, let me know in the comments.
Socio 101.5, buenos días mi gente, Leticia aquí mandándole saludos.
So Letty from Genius does this little intro. She's kind of like a radio station host. I'm not sure why she says 105, maybe like Power 105, I don't know. But she welcomes people from specifically places that had a lot of Latin influence and Spanish influence.
Texas, México, Los Ángeles, hasta Colombia, Centro y Sudamérica, Miami, mi pana del Caribe, Barcelona y de regreso a Chicago.
And then at the very end of the verse, she lets out a sound. I think it might be a battle cry of the slaves. Yay! Then we finally get to hear Lupe.
Dios es mi droga, sino a que soy adicta.
Lupe comes in and he says essentially, God is his drug. If not, then what is he addicted to? And he says,
Bonita chica se encuentran de Costa Rica o tal vez Colombia y cantar sobre el volatica. Aviante reggae, no lucha en tonos las mujeres.
My favorite part of this first song, when Lupe says peace, like it's a gun going off.
Paz, paz, paz. Sin pistolas, pistolas, solo rosas, rosas, mejor que la coca.
Pause like a gun, but we're not talking gun. We're talking about peace. So he technically got a peace gun. He got a peacemaker, but it's literally for making peace. Okay, and then he says only roses is better than the coca or the cocaine. So Lupe is basically saying spread peace, use a peace gun for a metaphor, and shoot peace everywhere. No guns, just love. So essentially he's saying love, which is represented by flowers or even a good legacy, leaving behind something positive, is much better to be addicted to than actual drugs or bad things such as coca or cocaine.
Coca, tranquilo, señorita, deja para ir a Barranquilla.
Tranquilo means like chill. It means like relax. I'm chilling, having positive vibes. Lupe has a song on Drogas Light called Tranquilo. If you listen to that song,
and I ain't talking about them drugs, I'm talking about that love. Yeah.
So that song Tranquilo has a lot of the messages that Lupe preaches throughout this album, in that drugs can be a good or a bad thing. You can be addicted to things like God, who kind of gives you a good outlook on life, or loving people, or you can have an addiction to bad things, whether that be drugs, whatever you might be addicted to. There's good and bad things, and you can be addicted to either one. You might be addicted to both. So, after all that, why do y'all think that he spoke in Spanish? Was I wrong? Do you have another theory on it? Why did he open this album in Spanish? What did he do that for? This is just the beginning of the album. I haven't even broke down an actual lyrical song yet. We're just getting started. Sorry for the wait. I'm gonna try and get these episodes out a lot faster moving forward. I was stuck on the whole Spanish thing, but I look forward to getting through the rest of the album. Appreciate y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.